2006, Flagstaff, Arizona. The Hill family moved into a modest 1950s house on East Elm Street, drawn in by the pine-lined roads, mountain views, and quiet calm. For them, it was a dream. Until the second night, their 9-year-old son Mason began waking up screaming. "She keeps walking through the wall," he whispered to his mother, pale with fear. "She's trying to get in." At first, his parents dismissed it as bad dreams. New house, new fears. But then their teenage daughter Jenna saw her too, just standing there at the edge of the bed in the dark. A pale girl, dirt-streaked white dress, bare feet. It wasn't long before things escalated. Heavy footsteps echoed across the attic even though no one had been up there in years. Cupboards flung open in the kitchen. The family's dog would bark at the hallway, then cower, tail tucked, refusing to go near. Mason's behavior changed too. He became distant, withdrawn. One night, he was found barefoot outside in 20-degree weather, walking into the woods. When asked why, he only said, "I have to follow her." Debbie Hill, Mason's mother, called in a local paranormal investigator. He arrived with cameras and EMF equipment, and instantly, readings spiked near Mason's room and beneath the hallway. But what they found physically was more terrifying than any digital signal. Beneath the house, in a long sealed crawlspace, they discovered something strange. An old child's shoe tucked into a crevice, and the words, "She never left," scratched into the wall. Terrified, the family fled to a hotel, but the investigators stayed behind and dug deeper, not under the house, but into its past. And that's where everything made sense. The house had been built atop land that once belonged to Fort Whipple, a U.S. military outpost in the late 1800s that later operated as a tuberculosis hospital. Back then, during the height of the epidemic, children showing signs of illness were separated from the healthy, many isolated in underground bunkers for quarantine. One girl, Clara Whitmore, just 10 years old, had been mistakenly declared dead after a fever. She was sealed into one of those bunkers alive. Workers later reported faint knocking, but when they returned, it was silent. Her death was never officially documented, but her name showed up once, in a lost journal from a nurse who wrote, "The little one in white is not at peace. The house on East Elm still stands. It's changed owners 6 times in 18 years. None have lasted more than a few months. And some nights, neighbors say, you can still hear scratching beneath the floorboards. Because some children die, and some never stop screaming to be found."